Welcome back to the Sew Along for the 3085. In this video, we are going to assemble the back bodice and then attach it to the front bodice and then make and attach the shoulder straps. If you are following along with the instructions, it is steps 17 through 23. Now, I just want to note that I skipped over the first step in assembling the back bodice is actually number 11. And I skipped that because when assembling the front bodice and attaching the bra cups, I don't like to have all this here. It's just more fabric to handle underneath the machine, and sewing the bra cups is a little tricky, just getting that curve and pinning it in place. So I like to attach the bra cups to the frame and then attach the back band. It's not wrong, it's just a different order of operations. So I have one side semi-done and then one side not done. These pieces can get really confusing, so just take a look at them, and it swoops down at the top from the side seam to the back bands or to the center back. So that's something that you can note if you're like, oh, I don't know which one's the middle back, which one is this one up there upside down, or so that is very helpful for me when laying out the pattern pieces. Also in this step, actually all of the boning is on the outside so far. So if you want to have the boning channels exposed in this step, totally fine. If you want to have them on the inside because you're like, I'm overexposed boning, I don't want to do that anymore, you can sew it on the inside as well. If you sew it on the outside, you will take the wrong sides together and sew the side back, middle back, and back band together. 1/4 inch seam allowance, back stitch at beginning and straight stitch. If you want the boning channels to be on the inside, then you will do right sides together. So exposed, wrong sides together, not exposed, right sides together. I had to think about that. So you will sew them with a straight stitch, and then to attach the boning channel, if you see here, I know it's black on black and it's hard to see, but I did my best. I'm trying to get in some personal sewing and make a 3085 for myself. It's the same operation as sewing the underwire channeling to the wire seam line when attaching the bra cups. So you sew the channeling to the seam allowances only, here's that, the other side, and then you will press it towards the back, boom, and you will sew on the opposite side of the boning channel. You just want to make sure that the stitches are on either side of the boning channel so that you will be able to insert the boning after. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest, and then I'm also going to attach it to the front bodice. At the side seam, same operation, boom, right there. I'm not going to show the sewing step on camera because they're just straight stitches. I have full faith that you can do this. It may just be me, but at this step, I get really excited because all of your hard work, you get to see it and you're like, oh, yes, this is looking good. You get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So the next step is to attach the hook and eye on the center back. We have to attach this before we attach the photo elastic at the underarm. We have our hook and eye tape, and if you're looking at, this is standard bra making, if you're looking at the back bodice or of a bra, the eyes go on the left side and the hooks go on the right side. Now the eyes is really easy to put on because you just open this tape, you put this in, and you sew it down with a straight stitch as close to this edge as possible. You can also do a zigzag if you want. Now this is way too long, so let me cut this down because it looks a little silly that long. You also want to be cognizant of where you're placing those eyes because we are going to take out one of those eyes with your BFF in sewing, your seam ripper, in order to sew on the fold over elastic. So I'm going to place it right here, and that when I sew on the fold over elastic, I will seam rip this out. And I think that's a good placement for the bottom too. Which will make a little bit more sense when we sew the fold over elastic. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's why we have to take out the eyes and the hooks. So for this one, you just put the center back edge into the tape, you sew it down. Now with the hook side, let me cut this down so it matches. You first want to make sure that you're matching from left to right. I have definitely sewn them on. I'm like, well, they are not matching. We're a little crooked in the back. Now the correct way to sew them on, this is standard bra making, is that I fold it this way so that the hooks are on the inside. Now we actually sew it backwards. The only reason why is just a design effect. We kind of like the hook showing, so we're like, let's sew it backwards. Just a little bit of gold hardware that's showing. So I will leave it up to you whether you want to sew it with hooks right side face up or hooks wrong side face up or on the inside. Now when you sew the hooks, you'll see this when I sew it under the machine. I will film this step. I'm gonna have to move my needle position over because in order for the presser foot to get on this tape, and sew on it, it's gonna have to move the needle position over to the right. And eyes are on and they're lining up. Now before we add the fold over elastic, I'm going to seam rip this and just take out that top and bottom hook and eye. Now that the top and bottom hook and eye are off, and save them for later because when we sew the fold over elastic and you put it on, it's still gonna split open at the top, so you'll have to sew them by hands on the inside just to keep it closed and from splitting open when you're wearing the garment. So for fold over elastic, really easy, is that you are going to, as the name implies, fold it over, and you are going to sew it from the center back edge. Leave a little bit of a tail or have it extending past the center back because I would say like about an inch, because you're gonna fold that back and you're gonna do a straight stitch to finish it off. You're gonna sew it with a zigzag stitch. Now, question I always get is what zigzag length and width should I use? It will depend on your machine, so I can't give you an exact answer, but play around with some settings until you get a stitch width and length that you like. So you'll be sewing it from the center back all the way up to the strap point, and just like the center back, you wanna leave a little bit hanging at the center front as well, or at that strap point. That will allow you to sew the ring in the next step for the shoulder strap elastics. Fold over elastic is sewn on. Now it's time to make and attach these shoulder straps. The first step is to take one ring. I already did this one just to show you, and to fold it through or feed that fold over elastic through the ring, fold it back, fold the fold over elastic back. That's a tongue twister. And you will sew as close to that hardware as possible. Let me pin that in place. Then you will take one strap elastic, already did one, and you will feed the strap elastic up and through and over that center bar and down again. The key is that you want it to be over that center bar. So this is a yes, that is correct. This is what a lot of people do, and it is a no, not over that sidebar. So up and over that center bar and down again. And then you will stitch as close to that hardware or metal as possible. You'll have to adjust your needle position in order to get close to it, and then you trim it as close to the edge or the stitching as possible. And then you will feed from wrong side to right side through the ring, and then you're doing the same operation. So up and over that center bar and down again. Now their standard length from the ring to the slider is usually 1 inch. And then you will lay this, let me trim this back. Then you will lay this strap elastic underneath the back band and stitch it back and forth. I would say 3 to 4 times. You don't want this coming out, so the more the better. This should be the last step in this video because I said we were only going to go through to step number 23. But if you want to jump ahead and do step number 24, which is to insert the bonings, you can. I think this is a good time to do it. So you will insert it into the boning channels. Obviously, you can't do the ones that are vertical. And let's see here. So you put it in and you want it to stop. So I like to insert it and then pull it out a little bit because it should stop right here because that will give you clearance to sew on this skirt. So you'll insert it into all of the vertical seams on the front bodice. Whether you put it on the back is totally up to you. If you want to just do it for consistency, you can. If you want to leave it out, you can do that as well. If you also want to take this opportunity to insert the underwires, you can do that. I think it's a good time to put them in now. So the collar tip always goes to the center front, and then you will put it inside the channeling. So once the underwires are in, you will do a straight stitch back and forth, back and forth. I would do it 3 to 4 times so that the underwires don't come out.